Well, it's done, kinda. We got a new little partnership here we gotta talk about here towards the end that's really gonna make this build come to life. So this is my new 2026 Jackson Mayfly. And I'm gonna do a little bow to stern like I always do, show you everything I did to this thing to make it into a bass fishing kayak. And it's been a lot of fun. Here goes nothing. All right, like I said, this is primarily not a tournament fishing, bass fishing kayak. Yes, you can fish for bass out of it. You can fish for whatever you want out of any kayak. But this kayak is primarily known for its fly fishing capabilities and the way it's just made for fly fishing in general. It's a great kayak for anybody that wants to fly fish out of it. But I have rigged this thing to the gills for tournament kayak fishing. I'm super happy with how it turned out. Super excited about the new partnership that I'm going to show here at the end, the very last thing I have to install. And then this build's ready to go. I've already tested it out once, so yes, it is a little bit dirty in the cockpit area, but other than that, she's pretty green. All right, up here at the front, we have the Kayak Minn Kota Tarova. I ran this a little bit on my gnar that I still need to sell, but this kayak motor is definitely a major upgrade in my opinion to the Motor Guide XI3. I did upgrade to an APC prop with a Terminator, I think that's what they're called, prop nut. This thing absolutely flies on the gnar. I'm excited to see how it runs on the Mayfly. That is attached with the one objective Mayfly bow mount. It replaces the stock handle that goes about right there and bolts one bolt through the actual hole. Very rock solid mount. Would recommend it if anybody's wanting to bow mount this kayak. It is very sturdy and I think it will have zero problems whatsoever. Moving back a little bit, I have my little pull cord that's running underneath the normal stand assist strap. I then have my power running just through a rod sock right now. I am going to shorten this, make it really nice and neat here after I test her out a little bit. Just to right here where I have my other power wire coming out of the rod tube, so I didn't have to drill into the kayak anywhere here. Just tied off with a Night Eyes gear tie, and I can just plug it in nice and easy. The power for this motor here in the front is all the way in the back, which I will tell you exactly what's going to be powering it here in a second. In the hatch here, let's get rid of this motor real quick. If the motor is down and deployed while I'm out on the water, I will be able to get into this just fine and easy. In this awesome gasketed hatch here, man, this thing is crazy. You really got to push down on it. You get your hatch bin, obviously, like I showed in the stock Mayfly walkthrough. Cool little accessory. In the hatch here, I will be running my 24 volt and a 12 volt battery to my NK180 Pro in the back there. The wires are ran all the way through the hole and then out a through hole in the back, which I'll show you here in a minute. I just have an old kayak cushion sitting in here. It's going to hold the battery in place. I installed some little like pad eye things so I can just put some straps through here, some bungee cords or something to strap in the battery. It worked really well when I tested it. I went down some really curvy roads and had no movement at all in the battery, so I was very pleased. This is just 12 volt to my Garmin Graph, which is up next. I have the through holes right here. This one is for the power. This through hole right here is for your transducer cable. I have it going back into the kayak. It is zip tied around one of these rod tubes, can't remember which one. And then through hole down to a Navarre kayak scupper mount right here, which I have ran right here to a little wire cubby there, so it'll go nice and neat up back into the hole and back out to my Garmin 93 SV. Moving back just a little bit more, which I will say, all of this is setting on a tri-track bar that I had cut from an old gnar that got decommissioned from a buddy. This thing was on my gnar, so I decided to recommission it, cut her down a little bit more, make it nice to size, and then use it on this kayak. And I love having a crossbar that I can do multiple things with. I like having my graph right in the center, so this works out very well for me. Right here, I have this Yak-Tak track pack. That way I have stuff right here in the center of me, baits that I want to change really fast, or just like clippers, super glue, whatever I want to put in there. Stuff that I might need really fast. It's a great place to have something there right in the center. I can move that up and down the track so it's out of my way underneath the Garmin. I did install and DIY my own foot steering here on the Mayfly. That is motorcycle foot pegs with gantry plates and then 2020 V-Track. I somehow, some way, kind of crazy deal here, reached all the way up in the kayak here, both ways, and bolted those through the side. I have backing washers on the inside with lock nuts. Those are not going anywhere. I have tested them and they are rock solid. They will not move. Very, very smooth way to go about steering if you're looking for a way to just put steering for your NK180 or whatever motor you have in the back, Torpedo, whatever. Great way to go about steering. I think in total that might have cost me 50 bucks. If you go with the Wizard, obviously it'd be really expensive. But if you do want to pick up the Wizard, that is a great option. You can get those over at Eco Fishing Shop, and you can also check out a new Mayfly over at Eco Fishing Shop. That'd be pretty cool. But that's about it as far as the cockpit area. Moving back to the seat, I have my catch board. I always keep my back catch board right underneath me, that way I can grab it. Pull it out here real quick. Nice and easy. It does fit perfectly down the middle here with a nice tilt like I like it. That way your fish's nose is being pushed by gravity down to the actual bump. Makes it a lot easier to measure fish. I have some retractors here. I doubled up this retractor. I used the pad eyes that came on the kayak. Don't really know why those are there, to be quite honest, but they're in perfect position to put retractors for your scissors and for your pliers. Got a double retractor because I like having length on my pliers. I have the new JK 5.0 comfort seat. This thing is comfortable. The new incline is very, very nice for sitting on the water for multiple hours. Pair that up with some kayak cushions and you are good to go. Then moving back just a little bit more, I have my NK180 Pro controller on a Yak-Tak mount, obviously, and then my raised lower line. I don't have my NK put on there right now, but my raised lower line is right here. Pull it up, cleat it off here with this little I forgot what brand that is, just a cleat that I got from a friend. Works great, holds great, love it. We have the JK multi-box. I put just a little bit of everything in here. Scent, super glue, Sharpies, leader line, braid, tools. I mean, you name it, it holds it. I also keep a battery in here for my camera mount that I have on my black pack. Right here, cup holder. One is for a drink. I just need to clean them out. I've been busy rigging, obviously. I did switch out the stock fly rod holders for Yak-Tak switch mounts. The screw holes match exactly. That way you can get these, you can get two of them and literally just take the screws out of the fly rod holders, screw these in, you're good to go. I mounted two paddle holders. I was kind of iffy on where I wanted to put my paddle on this kayak, having dual motors. I always want my paddle close and easy to get to. So this kind of was a good option, kind of not, but I'm gonna roll with it for a little bit. I used the bungee system for the fly rod holder to then bungee down the paddle. I mean, this thing's pretty solid. I ran with it down the road the other day, trusting my very expensive paddle, going down the road, and they held just fine. So I'm gonna roll with it. Then we have my Yak-Tak black pack. This is the, I think I have a 13x16 here, if I remember right. Not the giant one. The giant one would fit. I added risers to it from Big Bass Chris Designs. Those little risers are actually really, really neat. Brings that up a little bit higher. That way I'm kind of pretty level with the seat when I turn around. Really easy to get down in there and get stuff. Obviously soft plastics up top. I keep my boxes and everything down at the bottom for tournament days and just regular fishing. We'll keep going back a little bit. I did forget to mention, I do have my steering ran through tubing. A lot of people ask how you run steering on things. ran this one through tubing like I normally always do, and they come back to these one objective through holes for steering. Those worked out great. I literally just drilled my hole where I needed it at the angle, screwed these in, and then I siliconed it because I didn't want anything getting in there. There's really no great place to put them unless you're just gonna put them through the hole right here, and I didn't want that because I knew the back end of the kayak was going to be in the water under power. So that seemed like the best way to run those. Then back here we have a Catch. This is highly modified, by the way. Catch Power 129 power pole motor mount. I had me and my dad modify it. I'll throw in a few pictures, videos that I took while we were modifying it to run both of this. I really like this mount. It may or may not stay. It is quite long off the back. I really love running both of those, power pole and the motor, especially for like on the river. But we will see how long I keep it like that. It is very sturdy. I have it bolted through the hole right here with giant backing washers and lock nuts. It is very sturdy with a one objective Jackson plate underneath it. I mean, this thing, you could pick it up by this, no problem. But I just don't know if I want to keep it on there as far as longevity. It is a great mount. It's a great design, and I was lucky I was able to make it work for what I thought I needed. The power from the 24 volt for my NK180 does come out right here on a through hole. I just had that curled up right now in the original fly rod holder. I'd normally just run it right over through here and to the motor. Anything on this side really isn't much different. Just have a rod holder for when I'm working on my rod, and then I have a double header here to lay my net for when I'm measuring the fish so they do not flop out of the kayak. That is about it. I think it's about time to install the final piece and officially announce the new partnership with LiTime batteries. All right, let's talk about the new partnership with LiTime batteries while I open it up with my handy dandy Benchmade right here. So, I have been in contact obviously with LiTime batteries here in the past couple of weeks, and we got together and decided that this was the perfect build for this kayak. I haven't shown you what the back hatch looks like, and that is for good reason. I ran into a snag when I was attempting to complete this build. There isn't enough room in the back hatch, as far as just really anyway, to get the battery, my normal 100 amp hour battery, which I'll show you here in a second, into the kayak. So that way I can correctly distribute weight as far as double motoring goes. And now I am happy to announce that I can offer y'all a discount code to get you a little bit of money off at checkout. I will put it right here. Yep. And then I'll put a link to the battery that I now will be running for my 12 volt system on my Minn Kota Taroba. Without further ado, let's pull this bad boy out of here. And man, is that small. This is the 12 volt 100 amp hour Mini Max smart battery. This dude right here has the onboard smart system. It also has Bluetooth monitoring, which they have a free app, which I will show you all here in a second. This battery is going to power that motor all day long. And obviously I don't use it all day long. I use it when I get to my spots, and then I drop that motor down and I'm spot locked fishing wherever I want to go. These batteries come with an amazing reputation. LiTime is a great company. I'm really, really happy to work with them, and I think this partnership is going to go very, very well. I am eventually going to be moving all towards LiTime batteries. That includes my 24 volt and my 12 volt for my graph. I'm excited for what the future holds, and let's put this thing in the kayak. There is one other thing that I would like to show you, and it is the main difference between why this battery will work so much better than my old battery. I'm not dissing, not knocking the other company's battery. I've owned that thing for a long time, love it. They make good stuff. But there is a major difference here, and I want you guys to see what I mean as far as when I go to put this new one into the kayak. This is the old battery. Here's your difference. For one, this is about 4 pounds lighter. Okay, side by side comparison. This one's like 2 inches shorter. I mean, just see the difference there. So everybody knows what brand this is, obviously big in the kayak fishing world. They make good stuff, but LiTime has solved a lot of problems, because a lot of these kayaks, like the Mayfly, some of the other smaller Jacksons that their hatches aren't giant, or a couple other brands like the Shoaly and the Crescents, some of the new canoes, they don't have much space in their gear pods and stuff for a great big battery. So LiTime came out with an awesome invention in the smaller batteries, and I'm going to be able to utilize how small this thing is and the weight difference to really balance out my kayak. A quick thing I would like to add is with the LiTime batteries, they do have the Bluetooth app capability. That way you can check your power and everything so you don't run out of juice out on the water. I'm going to show you here real quick how to set that up so you will have that peace of mind out on the water. So you go to the app store of your choosing, Android or Apple, and download the LiTime app, which is right here. On the LiTime app, you'll be able to pull up like this once you make your account and hit add device. Scan your QR code, which is located right on top of the battery. And now you have access to your battery. Right now, batteries are obviously shipped at 51%. You have your voltage, your capacity, your temperature. It does have cold weather safety precautions, so if it does get too cold, it will not let any power out, letting the power in, so it does not hurt the battery and improves the lifetime that you will be able to use this battery. It has all of the information that you might need, the firmware that it has, and how many times you've cycled it. So if you need to upgrade the firmware, you can do that. You can see the cells, all the cells are good, shows your BMS, and also if it is balanced. What you can do also here with LiTime, they currently have a tournament going on. It's LiTime to Fish Fun. So, fish anywhere, power anywhere, and you can sign up now, January 11th through March 31st, and enter the $20,000 prize pool. You just sign up, you immediately get a 12% discount code, and then include the LiTime elements, and then just post to Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and make sure you tag them and with their hashtags LiTime Fishing Fun or LiTImePower. The winners obviously will get prizes and money, and it's a great way to show your support for LiTime and how much you love their batteries. So, let me show you the problem that I was running into. Let me take this out of here real quick. This is the back hatch of the Mayfly. Okay, awesome. You have awesome access to the inside of the kayak here. The problem is you don't have much height here, and when you go to put a battery in any way, especially like this big old battery right here, okay, that thing's not going in unless you take it. See that notch right there? I had started to cut it and I was like, nope, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna figure out a way. And that's where LiTime came in and saved the day. Wasn't gonna have to cut there, because I'm gonna have, just to get that battery in there, I was gonna have to cut notches out and then be able to slide it in there. How about we don't do that at all? How about we take this little tiny battery right here, it's gonna do so much more and better, and put her in there. I am going to be putting in new connectors, so there's a quick disconnect back here. But what I plan on doing is putting this battery on this here kayak cushion back here. That way it can't slide around and it'll be nice and snug. But for now, just see how easily that fits back in there. I would never get a normal size 100 amp hour battery in there. So being able to just literally toss it in there. I don't have to wiggle around, I don't have nothing. It literally just sits in there and then flops down. Perfect. So I can come up here, add my motor here real quick, bang, hit the power button. Look at that, we got power. Now I can't turn it on unless I drop it down, but trust me, it works. I already tried it. So that is the build. A few little tiny tweaks here and there, but this thing is ready to rock. I'm excited to fish the Moyak series this year. I'm gonna jump down into Arkansas a few times, fish a couple NSKA tournaments, and you never know where I might end up fishing. But this is the build. I appreciate LiTime batteries for the new partnership. I'm super excited for the future with them and to see them grow and myself grow with their batteries. I'm super excited for the whole year, for this kayak, everything. Big shout out to Jackson as always. I love fishing for them on their fishing team. Super proud that they brought back the Mayfly. That way I could deck this thing out and show people exactly what this kayak can be. This kayak is so much more than just a fly fishing kayak, and it is actually very, very fast. I'll throw in a few clips here with each motor. This thing absolutely gets up in boogies. It's crazy. I hope y'all have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed the little walkthrough of my tournament build for 2026. I love showing y'all around my kayaks that I build. I haven't got to do one in a couple of years. I will probably end up doing a little build overview on Emily's kayak again. I did add one or two things to it, not too many, nothing crazy, just a few upgrades. Make sure that you check out LiTime batteries and their website. I'll put a link below to that battery that I have now. I'm super excited about that. And if you do check out their website, use my code TMOutdoors8. That way you can get 8% off at checkout, and check out their amazing deals. They run deals all the time, and for a good lithium battery, you can't beat their price. So y'all have a good one. I'll see y'all out on the water. Peace.